Hey guys, welcome in. Tim here on a bright and sunny Alabama day. Man, spring has sprung in the south and it is beautiful. I am so tired of winter. And granted, we didn't have a very hard winter, but I didn't think it would ever get warm again. So, hey, really quick video while I'm in the truck, headed to meet my daughter to do some filming on a piece of real estate. Really quick video about how to pass the real estate exam. Now, I've talked in prior videos about the importance of getting a good school, a real estate school, cramming, studying, getting your head full of knowledge. So today I want to talk really quickly about the process itself, because it can be a little daunting. I know in the videos, or in the real estate school, they kept talking about how hard the test was and how a lot of people have to take it 2 or 3 times. They made it sound like the frickin' bar exam, and I've never passed the bar exam. I've never passed the bar. Always stop. Anyway, so it was a little scary, but this was the advice that I got and that I used, and it ended up being not such a big deal. First of all, be prepared. Make sure you've studied. Make sure you've got that knowledge. When you go in, they're not going to let you take anything of a personal nature in the room. The test itself is given sitting at a computer. You have to turn over your cell phone, your keys. They lock them in a bag, and they give you a pencil and a piece of paper that you can use to do math on, to make notes on, and that's it. So, the ability to cheat on this is non-existent. Besides, every test is dynamic, meaning that they have a database of thousands of questions, and supposedly when you sit down to take the test, the database randomly pulls questions, so you couldn't cheat if you tried, and there's no need. So just be prepared. When I went in, the first thing I did is I'm very big on not necessarily meditation, but taking my time, catching my breath, and this is a big thing. A lot of people suck at test taking. They get really nervous. They think that there's time pressures, and they end up rushing through. The biggest piece of advice I can give you is this: take your time. You've got 3.5 hours to answer 148 or so questions. You've got tons of time. So what I did was, as I was practicing with the online quiz, I think I mentioned prepagent.com, I kind of created a little ritual where in between questions I would take a couple of deep breaths. I would put my hands in my lap. I wouldn't even touch the mouse. And I would read the question slowly all the way through, and that's a big key, because they'll throw in words like accept and not, and if you rush through, you miss those and you miss the question. So take a deep breath, read the question slowly a couple of times, then read over every answer. Okay, it's multiple choice. Read over every answer. Don't be so quick to click one, and if you think, if you've read the first answer and you think that's the one, don't click it. Read every one. That's the biggest thing I can tell you. Read every question a couple of times. Read every answer a couple of times. Go back and read the question once more, and then click on an answer. Okay, let me speed up because this idiot doesn't know how to merge. So that's a big thing. Remain calm. Get the pressure off of you. Now, your nerves are going to be there when you first sit down. So what the lady who runs the real estate school, she says, and this was a theory, she has no proof, of course, but I think she's right, that they put the hard questions first. Like the first 20 or 30 questions are really hard to kind of jar you. You got to remember, this testing facility makes money every time you take the test. So if you don't pass the first time, you got to pay them another $75. So what she recommended you do is just click through to like the 25th question. Start there, because the questions are going to be easier. Now, again, that's a theory. Whether that's the case or not, I don't know. But it is good, because you want to start with questions that are easier to answer. So then go to question 25 and start there. The way you do this is you slowly and carefully read every question. If you know the answer, answer that question. Click on the answer, move on to the next one. If you don't know the answer or it requires some thought, skip it. You can always come back to it. Same way with the math questions. I saved all of the math questions for last. Whenever I came to a question that had any kind of math, I just clicked on it and moved on because I knew I could go back. The funny thing is the math ended up being the easiest part of the test because it's formulas, right? So, click through, answer all of the questions that you know the answer to, then go back and go through them again. Answer the ones that you can answer quickly and with confidence, then go back. And by doing it that way, by the time you get to the questions that really require some thought, you're more at ease, you're calmer, you're breathing normal. It's just a smart way to do it, because if you start at question 1 and just plow through and not move on until you've come up with an answer to a question, chances are you're going to get a lot of questions wrong because of the pressure to answer the question. So again, be prepared, be overly prepared. When you first go into the room, sit, take a deep breath, calm yourself. A lot of people use meditation tactics. For example, between each question, I would put my hands like this. And it's not because I was praying. It's simply because that is what I did when I was studying, and it kind of got to be a habit. And I found that doing this calmed me. Now, I'm sure the guy next to me was like, oh God, this guy's praying again. This isn't going to go well. So take your time, deep breaths, try to relax, skip through to about question 25 or 50 or whatever. Go through it, read every question 2 or 3 times, read every response 2 or 3 times before you answer. Answer the questions that you can confidently answer first, then come back and go through the questions that require a little more thought. Then go back, and if there are questions that you have no clue what the answer is, just pick a letter and click. They say that B is the most common answer in multiple choice questions. So if, let's say there are 10 questions left that you just don't have a clue, and I had some of those, I just click B next, B next, B next, because the odds are you're probably going to get, I don't know, half of them right. So yeah, there you go. Just remember, the test is not as bad as they say. They give you 3.5 hours. I breezed through in an hour and a half and came out with 85%, which is like 120 or 102 out of 148, whatever, 123 out of 148. You see why I saved those math questions to last? Yeah. All right, guys, hopefully that was helpful. Just be calm. And just remember, if you don't pass, it's not the end of the world. One of the agents in my market that makes 6 figures failed the test twice. So it's not the end of the world. Just prepare. That's the big thing. Prepare and be calm. Don't let your nerves get the best of you. I don't know what that was, but it felt good. Okay, hey, that's going to do it. Hope you're enjoying the vlog. Tim's big adventure in real estate continues. If you like what I do on this channel or you want to play along, please click the subscribe button, click the bell notification icon, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. I'm home, so I'm going to go inside. See ya.